Alright. So now, we're ready to go. Get the Prisma and get the Vtuber battle for 4 for support. So, a maximum of 6 Spectrobes of evolution can be held in your Prisma. You can swap them out in battle once you get it full of support slots. You got it. Now the big black vortex should be a walk in the park. Now I just gotta figure out a way to get rid of the shadow. Shadow, huh? Any ideas? Well, a strong light is best to get rid of shadows. But dragging a spotlight into the jungle is out of the question. No, we need room to land the ship. Darn, if only we had some type of board thing that could produce a light. Wait a sec. What about mirrors? With enough mirrors lined up, you should be able to collect enough light and get rid of the shadow. Great, but how am I supposed to get a bunch of mirrors out there? The fossil research lab and the solar panels have power it needs. They'll be perfect mirrors. So you mean the building the dig was standing in front of? Okay, let's go check it out. Okay. Lots of traveling. So, fair warning, this game is going to have a lot of back and forth. There is little to no way to not go back and forth. Cat. No. Shoo shoo. Shoo shoo. Gotta wiggle some paper at him. Make him go away. Fucking trying to touch my DS. Go away. Welcome back. We're all in the jungle already. Well, no, actually. There's a big shadow in the way. I should be able to get rid of the shadows using solar panels. Do you have any here? Solar panels? Oh, we have plenty inside, but the security lockdown system is engaged, remember? So do you mean I can't get inside? Exactly. The door is protected by a force field with the flash property, but need to be destroyed by an attack. It caused the security lockdown to engage the system. If you should somehow apply a light with the Aurora property to lock, we should probably disable it. A light with an Aurora property, huh? Exactly. You should be able to get a child form spectrum to do the trick. Here, take this fossil. I've never seen a fossil like this. Where'd you get it? Professor White gave it to me when I left in the charge of the lab. I can't accept this. This is important to you. It's okay. I'm sure Professor White would give it to you here right now. Here. It was the injured high crawl attack to the Spectrum Research Lab. So please use the fossil, Professor White. For Professor White? You gotta dig. I don't let him down for you. I won't let you down. It's awakening time. I better hurry back to the system. Yep. If you try to unlock this with a different thing... Watch this. It'll tell you no. Oops. Guess I didn't bring the right kind of spectrum. He mentioned Aurora. Yeah. I always found that funny because as a kid I was like, oh, what's this do? And then fucking, because I couldn't read as a kid. I couldn't read, so I was confused. Damn. Really funny though. Alright. It's awakening time and story time. Let us begin. So when I first got Booma, since I did not know how to read or nothing, I just evolved him. I was just ready to go. And when I first saw him, I thought he was like a little like Triceratopsian rhino guy or something. You know, a little rhino guy. But no, he's this guy. A weird skull child thing. It's very weird. Whenever he finds things, he snaps around like a little skull, and I really enjoy that about him. Now then, let us evolve Booma, because he's going to be one of our staples. But first, gotta feed him. Sadly, they give you a non-crown variant, so yeah. We're not going to be seeing Booma for a while, so we might as well evolve him now and, you know, get it over with, rip off the band-aid. But typically what you want to do is not do this, because he's so low level and he's going to take forever to evolve. It's actually better to get his evolution later on. But I want him now, because he was one of my staples, and I love this little guy. Booma become! Booma, Booma. There he is. Little man. So he becomes a weird tarantula snappy head shooter guy. And I really like him. I really like him a lot. He's just a little goofy little guy. He's such a weird and interesting design. Now you gotta remember, these are based off of legends and myths and things like that, yokai. I don't know what Booma Booma is supposed to be. But, you know, he's my little boy. I love him. So I'm going to evolve him and get him ready to go. He's going to be our staple teammate. He's going to be here forever. And remember, I'm going to be using multiple Spectrobes, but Booma is my staple. He is my big tanky boy, and I love him. At first, though, he's not going to be tanky. So let's give him a little bit of defense and a little bit of attack power, because honestly, he's frail. And I do mean that in the nicest way possible, Booma. I'm sorry, but you are frail as hell. So after feeding him, getting him ready to go, let's take a deeper look at Booma and just get a general idea of what this guy is. Like, yeah, he's like a tarantula. He's like a weird spider boy, but he's also like a clamp jaw. He's got a little bit of that weird, like, nail cutter look to him, and I kind of like that. It's such a unique design, and it's very Spectrobes, if you know what I mean. So I love him. I absolutely love this guy. Later on, we will see more weird variations, but for right now, let's take our bar, which is the first, like, Aurora form, child form Spectrobe that I actually used. So we're gonna use Booma and we're gonna use Bar. Might as well also grab the other fire guys as well and get rid of Vil and Komanoto. There you go. Alright, we'll bring Booma with us for now, obviously, because he's one of my favorites. I'm gonna be using him. And we will be evolving him, and he is definitely one of our main teammates. So, let's go. We got Bar, though, so Bar is going to help us out here. Walk over here. And, Bar, would you mind? Door opened right up. The security lock is disengaged. Thank you. Now let's see what are those solar panels. Follow me into the lab, I'll give you some. Here you go. They're all yours. Wow, thanks. You must be really brave to go out there all alone. I'm not alone. The Spectrobes are here to help me get rid of the nasty crawl. Well, even if so, I think you're so brave. Please be careful. Dun, 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 dun. So over here, this is where the secret portal was. I completely forgot about it. There it is. However, we're not using this portal because obviously it is a fire one. It is best to remember where this portal is and come back to it later. Alright. Time for battle! Okay, time for some Aurora power. Spike is very cool and is definitely one of my personal favorites. Oh, okay, well, fuck you then. He does a big spin and then a shockwave, but of course I fucked up. I gotta sneeze. Alright. Now you can't swap Spectrobes out. You have to fight with what you got, which is really annoying, but, you know, for the time, this is perfectly fine. Oh my god, they do so much damage. Please back the fuck up. Oh my goodness. I fucking missed again. I am so bad at aiming. Oh god. Da, 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 da. It's probably best to let the AI use Spica. Level 7. We definitely need to level up though. So now we got Barter. He does 2 punches. Like I said, multi-hit does technically more damage, so they have to lower the damage a little bit. And then you do your main attack. Boom. Little seismic slam. So yeah, multi-hit moves are definitely better. However, it's not my favorite. Now that's what I call Spectro Power. Alright, now use the lights. Nice work, Rollin. I guess paying attention to properties really pays off. Sure it does. Everything went well. Okay, get rid of the shadow. I gotta arrange the power plants in the spotlight. Yep. Ba-bum. Ba-bum. And ready to go. It worked! Man, Gina sure knows her things. A brain of her. There you go. Perfect! However, it's a bit of a trick. It tries to make you go over there, making you think, oh yeah, it's time to progress, but I swear to God, Bar. Thank you. If you go over here, no, it's right over here then. I know it's here. I remember this one. There it is. A flash portal. Now, we don't have any flash Spectrobes, but it's best just to get it now than later. Because why not? You know, like, you might as well save it up for when you do get flash Spectrobes. So for this, I'm just going to edit it out. It's mostly just grinding. That's 90% of this game. So let's talk about Denchi and my experience with this. So after learning about the first hidden portal, I was ecstatic, and I just went all over this planet looking for any hidden portals I could. And by doing so, I did find a couple of them, one of which you can't do until a little bit later, but it's still best to get it. It's still best to get it later and come back to it. So you will be coming back to this planet, and, you know, might as well. So you pick up a piece of flan, a hat, I don't know what that is. It's like a landmine. It's a something. I assumed it was a piece of flan that looks like a piece of flan on a plate. But we also get custom parts. These are very, 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 very useful because it changes the stance of your Spectrobe a lot. Like, you'd think it would be like a minor stat change. No, this thing can change it from like 30 to 50 points, which is insane in this game. So I recommend grabbing yourself a couple custom parts if you can. They're always in mystery spots, so always try to look for mystery spots if you can. So you got Berserker Spike, Donga Grip, you got Spina Kirchir, and Berserker Limit. All kinds of weird things, But it basically changes up your Spectrobe and gives them a little bit more power, which I'll explain a little later. But for right now, let's just get ourselves some more fossils. Got a fossil or two. Pretty nice. And then after all that, I just ran around and just tried to find as many minerals as I could. You will be needing a lot of minerals because each one of these minerals can actually help you level up your Spectrobes a ton. Some of them are, 40, some of them are 20, and you might even get some 60s along the way. You don't know. Gotta look for it. Gotta look for each and every single one. It can literally be anything. So you want to look around, grab some minerals along the way, and just chill. That's like the best part about this game. The best part is that you get to chill and hang out and just kind of dig up fossils. I really wish this was a multiplayer game. This would have been perfect as a multiplayer game. Multiple people just kind of digging up fossils. If they ever do remake this game, just make the world bigger and just make it a multiplayer game where you can just dig up fossils the whole time. That would be awesome. But anyway, I'm gonna reset this place because you can. It's actually always best to reset the area that you just unlocked, and this only happens like once or twice in the game, so you get to dig as much as you want. You can dig up as many fossils as possible. It is actually pretty awesome, and I actually use the stylus to tap on each one of these, so you can use the stylus if you really want to, if you're feeling particularly lazy. So yeah. So now that we got all the minerals that we can get, let's do custom parts. Custom parts will change the attack or the defense, but you cannot have both. Only one or the other. This is what I really like about this game, because there is a little bit of strategy to this. Some of these monsters deal a little bit more damage, and some of them are just meant to be tanky. So, it's up to you to figure out what you like. So, what I would recommend doing is I would go to the end of each world where you find a boss and or a corner, and just look for custom parts. And when you do, you just clean out the area, come back over and over and over again until you get every custom part of every single monster and figure out what you like. Because obviously each one gets 2 parts, and that includes their final evolution, which means technically each Spectrobe has 4 custom parts. Now, Bar becomes a, you know, gladiator, and Spica gets like a little mace tail. But let me show you about minerals real quick. I mistapped. Hang on. There you go. So as you can see, that is not a lot of minergy. But if you were to change the room to the same type, all of a sudden, you get a big old boost. Give them everything you got, everything. There you go. Give them a little defense too. There you go. Big chunky 20 right there instead of 10. Big boost. So you can feed other Spectrobes different colors. It just will only give 10, 20, 40, 60, and 100. So you want to make sure that you give them the right colors. So I'm going to give a little bit to Bar because Bar is, well, not very strong. So I'd rather get him a little bit more power. Here, we'll feed him 1. There you go. You have the most of this one. We'll feed him 1 random one, so a little 10%. If you need that little boost, do it. It's honestly better than nothing. There you go. So if you feed the wrong energy, it'll give half of that. So you want to make sure that you give the proper minerals and stuff. Otherwise, you won't get very far. So we'll use Booma, and we'll use Bar. Alright. Get him to level 8. That gives us just enough XP. I believe that the enemies we fight will give us a little bit more XP than what we got, but we'll see. Yeah, fighting can actually give you a little bit more XP depending on which enemies you fight. And if you fight some pretty tanky boys, you should be able to get some decent XP out of them. But anyway. Let's get back over here. And then we're back in this area. Obviously a good grinding spot, but we're not grinding. We want to go to here, the new area. Here we go. I recommend fighting as many enemies as possible, because if you do so, you level up and you get the ability to evolve your Spectrobes, which is important. Now this is my favorite kind of Spectrobe, a shooty one. Yeah, you can kind of just walk around and just make sure that you don't get hit. There you go. Yeah, this one's my favorite. Basically, you just get to shoot enemies from afar and not have to worry about them. And you can just lock on and shoot. Plus, shooting stuns them, so it takes them longer to get to you. And then all you gotta do is just back up a bit. Da, 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 da. Very good. Because as you saw there, we got like 10% of our experience from that. So yeah, per fight, we get 10 XP. So it's best just to fight and just get your XP. And sometimes you don't even have to lock on. You just hold down the button. Well, you don't hold it, but you know what I mean. I don't know where I'm going. I missed. Now, because he's a shooty, that means that his charge up is really slow. But, I don't even get to fucking use the move. I'm trying so hard to use the move, but we're quite strong. There you go, he leveled up a little bit. Because if you hit something, you gain more experience, but you can spam the move in order to get the stuff. Damn it, I still don't get to use the move. It's like my favorite move. Damn it. Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have a like and all that good stuff, we're obviously out of time. Thank y'all, and I'll see you guys next time.